Hi class, Ms. Pepworth here. Today we have a nonfiction story about dinosaurs, so it's full of really interesting facts and information. Nonfiction means that it's all true. This is a book called I Didn't Know That Dinosaurs Laid Eggs. I didn't know that dinosaurs laid eggs. It's nonfiction, so it's all true. Wait till you hear some of the fun facts in this. Introduction. Did you know that some of the dinosaurs had feathers? That some could fly? That there were real sea monsters in dinosaur times? Discover for yourself the amazing facts about prehistoric life, how big the animals were, what they ate, and how they had babies, and how we know all this. You're gonna learn some facts. Facts means that they're true. Okay, the first page. I didn't know that all the dinosaurs died out 65 million years ago. For 150 million years, Earth was a planet inhabited by dinosaurs until disaster struck. Maybe a meteorite hit the Earth, or maybe a large number of volcanoes were erupted, and the dinosaurs were no more. We know about dinosaurs because people have discovered their fossilized remains in rocks. Fossil specialists, or paleontologists, can piece them together and work out how they lived. True or false? Humans were responsible for making dinosaurs extinct. Think about the answer. True or false? False. Humans and dinosaurs never lived together on Earth. Over 60 million years separate the last dinosaur from the early ancestors. I like that fun fact because you see a lot of cartoons and TV shows that show humans and dinosaurs at the same time. They show like these cavemen type humans and dinosaurs on Earth at the same time, and those are all made up. They're all totally fake because dinosaurs and humans never lived on Earth at the same time. There's the picture of that page. 60 million years separated them. That's a long time. One of the differences between dinosaurs and other reptile families, such as crocodiles and lizards, is that dinosaurs walked on straight legs. A dinosaur's skin would have been very tough and scaly to the touch, like a snake's skin, which people sometimes expect to be slimy. It would have in fact felt dry and bumpy. I didn't know that dinosaur meant terrible lizard. By 1841, people realized that these enormous fossilized bones belonged to huge extinct reptiles, not giant humans. A scientist named Dr. Richard Owen named them dino, which means terrible, and saurs, which means lizards. 39 feet tall with a 3-foot wide mouth and teeth as large as carving knives. The Tyrannosaurus rex was a nightmare lizard. Its name means king tyrant lizard. I didn't know that some dinosaurs were bigger than a 4-story building. Ultrasaurus was a huge sauropod, the biggest dinosaur ever, at 98 feet and 39 feet long. A human would have barely reached its ankles. It would have been that big compared to it. Been very tiny compared to it. And I think actually that they've discovered even a bigger dinosaur since then, so this book might not be totally accurate because I think that they have discovered a fossilized dinosaur that's bigger than the ultrasaur, but I could be wrong. I don't remember for sure. Maybe you can look that up. Fossilized footprints show that enormous sauropods moved in groups, walking with long strides. Some might have swum across rivers, pulling themselves along with their front legs. The chicken-size Compsognathus was one of the smallest dinosaurs. It was the size of a chicken. That's so little. It was a speedy meat eater which chased after tiny mammals, lizards, and insects. A hug from the Dinochirus, terrible hand is what that dinosaur name means, would have been deadly. Its arms were over 8 feet long. It's right here. This bird-like creature was probably bigger than T-Rex. All meat-eating dinosaurs were theropods with 3 toes and long claws. Most of them walked on 2 legs. I didn't know that some dinosaurs hunted in packs. Fossils have been found in a group of Deinonychus. I'm kind of guessing on these spellings, or the pronunciations I mean, surrounding a Tenotonsaurus, which is an herbivore. They probably hunted it together like lions or wolves do today. So they found fossils of all these meat eaters surrounding this herbivore, this plant eater. So that's why they think they probably hunted it all in groups together. This dinosaur had the Deinonychus had long claws for stabbing and cutting. On each hind foot, it had a special slashing claw, which could be pulled back when it ran. Look at this right here. Isn't that cool? Could pull it out and slash, and then get it out of the way when it wanted to run fast. Sauropods had teeth like pegs for raking leaves and spoon-shaped ones. For raking leaves or spoon-shaped ones for pulling leaves off of a plant. They swallowed without chewing. All these plant eaters, they had teeth that they could pull the leaves off the trees, the plants, and then they just swallowed them whole without even chewing them. I didn't know that most dinosaurs ate plants. The earliest dinosaurs were meat eaters, but by the Jurassic period, plant eaters were flourishing. There was still no grass to graze on. Instead, they grazed on other types of plants. More dinosaurs were plant eaters than meat eaters, even though sometimes we really only focus on the meat eaters when we're talking about them and playing with them, but there was more plant eaters. Scientists also learned about dinosaur diets. Funny. Scientists also learn about dinosaur diets from their fossilized droppings. That means their poop. So their poop turned into a fossil, and they study that and see what's in it. It contained seeds, leaves, or fish scales. So they could see what made it through their body and their poop, which fossilized to figure out what they ate. Can you imagine saying that's your job? No, yeah, I study fossilized dinosaur poop. Interesting jobs there. I didn't know that some dinosaurs went fishing. The baryonyx, heavy claws, is what that means, was discovered in 1983. It had unusually long curved claws and fossilized fish in its stomach. Scientists thought that the claws were used for hooking fish out of the water. Its body had built-in fishing poles. Millions of years after it, a fossilized oviraptor, an egg thief, was caught. It had a telltale pair of prongs in its otherwise toothless mouth. They were probably used for cracking eggs that it stole. This dinosaur stole eggs. They know that because they found fossils with it in its stomach, and then its jaws were shaped so that it could crush those eggs. True or false? Here you go. Listen to this. See if you can figure out the answer. True or false? Some dinosaur had no teeth at all. True or false? What do you think? True. The bird-like Gallimimus or an ornithopod had no teeth. Twice the size of an ostrich, it fed on insects and in anything it could swallow whole. Whatever it could swallow whole, it got. Like snakes, dinosaurs also swallowed a meal without chewing. The fossilized skeleton of a Compsognathus was discovered with a fossilized whole lizard in its stomach. So that means that it swallowed the lizard whole, and then died. And the stomach contents, the lizard inside of its stomach, and the dinosaur all fossilized. I didn't know that dinosaurs laid eggs. They did, just like all reptiles. The dinosaur mother would scrape out a hollow nest in the ground and cover the eggs to keep it warm. She would bring food to her babies until they could leave the nest. True or false? I also think that may be discovered to be true for some dinosaurs and not true for other dinosaurs. I'm not really sure, but some of these things that they thought they believed, and then they discovered new fossils and new information and kind of and rethought it a little bit. So I'm wondering if that's true for all of them or just true for some of them. I'm not really sure. That's what I'm saying, is I don't know. True or false? Here you go. Get ready. The biggest dinosaur laid giant eggs 3 feet long. Remember, that's as big as my neighbor's yard. My neighbor's yard is this big. You should meter. A yard is 3 feet. So true or false? The biggest dinosaur egg was 3 feet. Answer? False. Even the biggest dinosaur egg was no more than 5 times the size of a chicken egg. A bigger egg would have needed to have a thicker shell, and it would suffocate the baby. So there were no dinosaurs as big as my neighbor's yard. There's no dinosaur eggs. There's no dinosaur eggs a yard big. There were some. The biggest ones were about this big. So not too big. About 5 chicken eggs put together. Fossilized footprints of tracks surrounded by larger ones show that young dinosaurs on the move were protected by older and larger ones. And that's how they know that they raised some of their babies. I didn't know that some dinosaurs were armored plated. This was protection from the fierce-eating meat eaters, such as the Carnosaurus that hunted them. Like armadillos and porcupines today, certain plant eaters had tough skins or spine. True or false? Here's a, get ready, get your brain on. True or false? The spiny plates of a Stegosaurus were for protection. So this is the Stegosaurus right here, if you can see that picture. True or false? Cover up the answer. This, the Stegosaurus spines or plates were for protection. True or false? What do you think? Answer, false. They were probably for controlling its body heat. Blood so near the skin surface could warm up very quickly in the sun or cool down in the shade. So those big spines on his back were not to protect it, but just to help it not get too hot or too cold. Kind of like we sweat or get goosebumps. It had big spines to do that job. I didn't know that some dinosaurs had head-butting contests. Like rams and stags today, boneheads, such as the Stegosaurus, battled for leadership. Their skulls were 10 inches thick, so it probably didn't hurt too much. Some of these ones too. They butted heads together. I didn't know that the Quetzalcoatlus was bigger than a hang glider. Wow, that's big. With a wingspan of 32 feet. That's probably almost as big as our classroom. That's big. It was the biggest creature to take to the air, gliding on warm air currents. Flying reptiles were not dinosaurs, but pterosaurs. Pteranodons swooped down from cliff tops to catch fish in the sea. The crest on top of its head helped it steer. Look at that, diving into the sea right there. I didn't know that there were real sea monsters in dinosaur times. Dinosaurs didn't live in the sea, but it was full of all sorts of other huge and strange looking swimming reptiles. They fed on fish and shellfish. Get some of those. I didn't know that some dinosaurs had feathers. A fossil of a feathered dinosaur was found in China in 1996. New discoveries can change the way we think about dinosaurs. Just imagine how different they would look with feathers. So every day we're discovering new things because every day new dinosaur fossils are discovered in different places of the world. And by studying those fossils, we can learn more about dinosaurs. So we're always learning new things, which is really cool. Paleontologists piece together dinosaur bones into skeletons. Then they flesh out the skeletons. They have to guess the colors. Take your own dinosaur models and paint them. What colors would you choose and why? You will never be able to see moving or living dinosaurs in a zoo. But there are many exhibitions of lifelike moving dinosaurs all over the world. Try to find one near you. Write to them for information or visit them when you can, if you can. So this book is I Didn't Know the Dinosaurs Laid Egg. We learned some really interesting things about dinosaurs today. And this is nonfiction, which means it was all true. So some of these things are very interesting. I wonder what your favorite new fun fact is from this book. Maybe you could go tell your parent or tell somebody. What did you find that was most interesting in this book today? Happy Dinosaur Week. Fun learning with you. Bye-bye.